All right, everyone, we are live just minutes before Seahawks and Cardinals here for Thursday Night Football. And we've got something extra special tonight. The first sighting of the rivalries uniforms. The Arizona Cardinals are debuting their rivalry uniforms tonight, and they look okay. Yeah, they kind of went with like a tan, like dust flecked uniform, and the red face mask pops a little bit, but yeah, I can't say that I'm like a super huge fan of these. All right, we are live here, and I'm just going to let both TikTok and Instagram know that we're live as well. For all those who are joining, thanks for joining tonight. We're going to have a fun time here on the Dustytron channel. Actually, I didn't do this quite right. All right, there we go. Sorry, made a little mess up on my promo video. Just had to go and fix it. All right, the TikTok video is uploading now. Still getting ready here. All right, the TikTok video is posted. Let's get it onto Instagram. Alright, that one was a little bit easier now that I already had the video generated. Just basically had to copy and paste my description in and hit post. All right, getting close to kickoff here. This one's going to be interesting tonight. The Seahawks have exceeded my expectations so far. I thought their offensive line was going to struggle a bit more, but it's been performing pretty well in that McDonald defense here. I don't know why I'm blanking on the Seahawks coach's first name right here. Let me look it up really quick. I want to say it's Dan McDonald. Sorry, Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald. Yeah, Mike McDonald's defense has been doing a great job so far. Yeah, and if it weren't for that fumble by Darnold in the 49ers game, they'd be 3-0 right now. And I don't know. I'm not really believing the Cardinals right now. They've just barely eked out wins, and they lost to the 49ers last week. But here's the kickoff right now. And it's going to be returned by Arizona. And they're down at the 26-yard line. That was Greg Dortch on the return. And so we'll get our first look for Kyler Murray today as he comes onto the field. Yeah, the Cardinals, they haven't really put up a lot of points this year. Maybe they can get things going a bit. Last week, there were some really bad drops by their first-round pick in 2024, Marvin Harrison Jr. He'll have to get off to a better start today. And yeah, lots of running back load is going to go on Trey Benson today with James Conner out for the year. Bad ankle injury. Yeah, that's not looking great. So Murray on the first play. Oh, there's Marvin Harrison Jr. right off the bat. It's a swing pass to him, and he's able to pick up 8. So we're going to have a second down and about 2. Yeah, so getting him involved right away. Arizona, from a distance, they kind of look like the white away jersey version of the Creamsicle Bucks. I know it's not that, but when I first saw it, that's kind of what I thought, because they have a little bit of an orange accent to their red numbering. It's interesting. Murray in the shotgun with Benson behind him. There's the throw. He gets Trey McBride, and that's going to go for a first down for Arizona. So they're doing some short stuff first, get a little bit of momentum going. I'm going to just make sure that that was Trey Benson in the backfield. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep, Trey Benson, number 33. All right, Murray under center with a 1st and 10 from their 41-yard line. Takes the snap, hands it off to Benson. And he's met with Seahawks in the backfield, just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there's been a lot of hype about Trey Benson. Never really got his opportunity, but here it is right now. I remember a lot of people were drafting him definitely high in dynasty drafts last year. And even some people drafting him a little bit high in redraft leagues, thinking that he was going to get more of a lion's share of the running back load, but didn't really materialize this year. But with James Conner out now, his opportunity is here. Dortch in motion, Murray out of the shotgun, and it's a keeper, and a good tackle by Hall. It's about a 3-yard gain, I want to say. And so we've got an early third down for Arizona coming up. They were able to pick up 1 first down. Let's see if they can keep this drive alive. It'll be a 3rd and about 8. Yeah, no, Hall almost over pursues, but is able to get to Murray there on the keeper. So that's a good play by Derek Hall. Seahawks showing blitz. Kyler out of the shotgun with 1 running back, and they do bring blitz. Looks like they bring 2 extra people. Murray throws it deep. He's got him, man. Oh, and it can't be held on to. It's a little short because he was throwing off his back foot. I think that's Mike Wilson. Yeah, Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson couldn't quite come back to it and corral it, so it's going to have to be a punt for Arizona. Trey Benson was not in the backfield on the play. It was Demi Amicardo. Sorry. Not Demi. Amari Amicardo. No. Amari Demericado. I got the D and the E flipped in the first and last name. And there's the punt. It's fair caught by Torrey Horton, who had an electrifying kickoff return last week against the Saints. So, yeah, the Seahawks coming off a big game against New Orleans. Looking at my power rankings here, they moved up 2 spots because of that. It was a dominant win, but, I mean, it is the New Orleans Saints, so you kind of have to expect that a little bit. New Orleans, to their credit, has been a bit more competitive this year than I would have expected, but yeah, they still are the Saints, and they're still probably the worst team in the league, and I think last week showed that a bit. But yeah, it's got to be really motivating for Seattle, putting up, I believe it was 44 last week on the Saints. But Arizona's defense has played well this year, especially against the run. Now, I think that Seattle's had trouble getting the run going, so this might not be the game where you really see them gain traction there. But yeah, Torrey Horton's really coming into his own. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's doing really well as well. And Sam Darnold, to his credit, he's playing well so far this year. I was not expecting that at all. Not a lot was expected of him last week, though. I think he only ended up throwing like 21 passes, which isn't an awful lot. And for those of you just tuning in, you are listening to the Dustytron channel. My live reaction stream of Thursday Night Football, Seahawks and Cardinals. And if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We post content all throughout the season. I post weekly power rankings and weekly picks. Some of my picks are sometimes a little out there, but doing pretty good this season with my picks. Let's see if that video finished uploading to Instagram. It was taking a little slow. Yeah, looks like it did. All right. Seahawks working out of the pistol. Darnold has Kenneth Walker in the backfield, gets the pitch right away, and there's that Cardinals defense. No gain for Kenneth Walker. He's had a lot of trouble getting going this year, and I wasn't big on Kenneth Walker coming into this year's fantasy draft. I feel like he gets injured a lot, and I just wasn't really sure that behind that offensive line he was really going to get a lot of yards. But they come out in a hurry up, and they throw a bubble screen to Kenneth Walker. Okay, they got him in some space, and that's a big gain. As he keeps going, finally shoved out at about, I want to say the 35-yard line. I had forgotten to mention the Seahawks started at about their own 15 after the punt. This is a big gain of Kenneth Walker. That's actually hilarious that he started actually... he had a big play right after I saw him. He's like, yeah, he got stuffed. I don't think he's going to be that great this year. And then Darnold takes the snap from the 43. It's a swing pass out to JSN. Gonna get about 2 there. We're just ticking under 11 minutes. Second down upcoming. I want to say about 8. All right, it's another handoff to Walker, and he's going to lose 2, so that run defense doing a great job. Gonna see if I can get my chat tool up here. All right, got a third and 10 as we wind down to about 10 minutes left in the quarter. All right, Darnold out of shotgun has got 4 wide receivers. Cardinals showing blitz. They bring 2, and there's Torrey Horton, but he's, extra push, got really close, but he's not quite there. He's going to be a yard short. Now, they are on the Cardinals side of the field, so they might decide to go for this. I think they should. They're at about the Cardinals, I want to say 47-yard line. That was a great effort by Torrey Horton. He was able to get about 4 extra yards, maybe more like 3. But yeah, they had him stopped well short, but he found a way to get some extra yardage. And here it is. Yeah, the Seahawks coming out for a 4th and 1 out of the shotgun. I hate 4th downs out of the shotgun. And they hand it off to Charbonnet, and he is not going to get it. Taken down a yard short. They have not been able to run against this defense so far. And that's a huge play for Arizona. As the Seahawks were making some ground, but the Cardinals able to stop them on 4th down at about their own 48-yard line. Yeah, and that's what happens. You snap it out of the shotgun, you're already way behind the line of scrimmage. Just doesn't work. I hate that. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dusty Tron channel. You're listening to my live reaction stream of Thursday Night Football, Seahawks versus Cardinals. If you like what you're seeing, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're posting great content all the time. Weekly picks, weekly power rankings, and Thursday Night Football streams. All right, let's see if I can... There we go. There's my chat. All right. Got the chat going. Taking a look at the game stats right now. Darnold, 2 for 2 passing with 39 yards passing. That's a little deceptive. It was a bubble screen that Kenneth Walker took 29 yards. So, yeah, you can't really give that all to Darnold, but that's how it shows up in the stat sheet. I think it was Damian Tomlinson who made that. Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, I know that he was new. He came over from, I want to say, Cleveland to Arizona this year. He was someone who stood out when I was doing their off-season preview. I had Arizona at the bottom of the division, and Seattle at 2. We'll see. Both of these teams are 2-1. Kyler takes the snap from his own 48-yard line. Oh, and his pass is batted down by Mafe, I believe. Number 53. Yeah, Boye Mafe. Yeah, Kyler just isn't able to get it around him. And that ball gets batted to the ground. Yeah, I know. If he had been paying a bit more... I mean, batting the pass away is good, but if he paying a bit more attention, that could have been a pick six. All right, Murray out of the shotgun on second down. Steps up, throws... Oh, and he throws it right to the defense! Terrible throw. Completely missed his man. That's Kobe Bryant, who might have fumbled at the end. Felipe, that was a bad interception that Kyler just threw, but it looks like he might have fumbled it, and the Cardinals are signaling that they got it. Yeah, it almost seems like, the Cardinals did get it back. That's a crazy play there. Kyler Murray throws the pick, and then Kobe Bryant intercepted it. Gonna see. Did he ever get touched, though? The ball definitely comes out, so it's gonna depend. He almost kind of collides with his own teammate as he's sliding. That's interesting. I wonder if that counts as a slide? It all depends on if the Arizona Cardinals player's shin hits his shin. Oh, I don't know. I think that ball's out. Oh, that is a terrible choke. I feel like Murray was expecting, I believe it was Michael Wilson to continue his route, and he didn't, or there was some miscommunication there, and Kyler Murray just throws it straight to the corner. They're reviewing that, but that was definitely one heck of a crazy play. Yeah, Kyler Murray's been a little erratic to begin this game. Started off decently with two passes, but he's had some passes batted. He had that interception, but looks like he's going to get bailed out. Yeah, you don't see that too often. Yes, play is still under review. Taking a look at some of the game stats. Yeah, Torrey Horton, the rookie for Seattle, he's looking really interesting this year. Had a big game against the Saints and then had one catch for 10 yards earlier, but he fought for like 4 extra yards on it. So they might have a rookie gem on their hands in Torrey Horton. Now, it looks like they're still awarding possession to Arizona. Yeah, the ball is out before any Arizona player touches him when he's on the ground. That is a tough one to swallow there. Because, I mean, he looked like he was sliding, but then maybe he didn't have the proper form, or like he didn't initiate it correctly. Yeah, it was kind of ugly. So Arizona starts again at the Seahawks 47-yard line. And it's a handoff to Trey Benson, who's got some room on the left side and gets a first down. That's a run for about 10. That's a nice looking run. Mike McDonald's defense has been doing good the last few weeks, but yeah, not quite sure how they're going to do today. And that run for 12 yards exposed the run defense a little bit there. Yeah, okay, so it was actually Marvin Harrison Jr. who had a catch early on for a decent gain, like one catch for 8 yards. Murray out of the shotgun on first down. Feels the pressure, gets a little skittish, dumps it off to Trey Benson, who's able to pick up a few yards. Looks like he's going to get about 5. There's some laundry on the field. Late flag after the play. Either that or it was a late flag on holding, or there was a face mask or something. Let's see what the call is. Yeah, it's a face mask on Seattle, so that's going to tack on 15 yards. So penalties and miscues getting Arizona down the field. Woolen is guilty of the face mask. Yeah, he gets it inside there. That's Reek Woolen. All right, a 1st and 10 for Arizona. That penalty gets them all the way to Seattle's 16-yard line. Murray moves Trey Benson in motion, and it's a dump off to Dorsich behind the line. He's able to get about 2. Now a little flip to Greg Dortch, who moved in motion. Yeah, sorry, Dortch, not Dorchich. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel. We post great content all the time. If you like the video, like and then subscribe to the channel to get our power ranking, our weekly power rankings, and our weekly picks. Murray moves Benson in motion out of the shotgun. He motioned to the left and now goes back right. 2nd and 7 from the 14-yard line of Seattle. It's a quick pass to McBride, I believe. Yep, that's McBride. Gets about 3 yards. So it's going to be a 3rd down up and coming. Yeah, I think from a distance, these uniforms really do. These Cardinal uniforms really do like the away version of the creamsicle Bucks. And Murray with a 3rd and 5. Oh, that's either a false start or offsides. They're waving it off, so that makes it look like false start. Yep. So this is now it was a 3rd and 5. This is going to become a 3rd and 10. I think that's Jonah Williams who had the false start. Former Cincinnati Bengal. Yeah, Jonah Williams, that's who it is. Okay, 3rd and 9, so it must have been like a 4.5 or something like that, but they officially call it 3rd and 9 from about the 15-yard line. Murray out of the shotgun, back to throw, throws, gets Dortch, and he got hit on contact right away, hit backward, gained a little bit of yardage. He gets about 6 yards total, gonna be about 3 yards short. So now if you're, I know it's Gannon, I want to say Steve Gannon. It looks like, okay, they're bringing out the kicker. So yeah, the Cardinals got some penalties from Seattle there to get them downfield. Chad Ryland is going to attempt what's probably like a 30-something yard field goal. Oh, not even. 27. 27-yard attempt for Ryland. And there's a flag. Oh my gosh, it's a delay of game unless they got a timeout off. No timeout. So now it is going to be a 32-yard field goal. Yeah, so we've seen some sloppy plays so far. Might have to chalk that up to the short week and Thursday night football. Arizona setting up. Now all the clocks are stopped. Something's going on. All right, Ryland is lining up. It's going to be a 32-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it's good. So we have our first points of the game. Arizona is up 3-0 on the Seattle Seahawks. You're listening to my live reaction stream here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. All right, so 3-0 now. Gonna see if I can widen my audience. Drop a YouTube notification on this. Well, looks like I got a subscriber. Thanks for whoever subscribed to the channel. All right, we're back, and it's a kickoff. The Seahawks are fielding it, and they're down at the 23-yard line. So good kick coverage. All right, there's Darnold, and he throws to, I'm not sure who that is, number 18. That was on first down. Let's see who number 18 is. Elijah Aroro. I've not heard of him. Maybe like wide receiver number 4 or something. Darnold at the 35-yard line. He's got Kenneth Walker in the backfield. As we run under 4 minutes, Walker to the left side. Oh, and he's finally got some room to work with and gets a first down. About a 10-yard gain. Oh, so they're calling it 2nd and 1. Darnold out of the backfield. Hands it off, and can Walker, oh, he started on the left, goes to the right, and is able to break it for about 15. So Walker starting to find some holes in this Arizona defense. The Seahawks are going to have a first down at the 35-yard line. Yeah, that play looked like the Cardinals might get it in the backfield, but then they were able to stop him. Or, sorry, he was able to get past the line of scrimmage. Sorry, a little distracted there. Walker gets a run here for about 7. Second and 2 now, so it was an 8-yard gain. Play action fake to Walker. Darnold steps up and kind of just grounds it at the feet of Walker. Yeah, Cooper Kupp hasn't done too much so far. For those of you turning in, this is the Dustytron channel. We're having a live reaction stream to Thursday Night Football, Seahawks at Cardinals. Cardinals wearing their rivalry uniforms tonight, and they look okay. Actually, from a distance, they kind of look like the away version of the retro Tampa Bay Bucks. Oh, that might have been a false start, but they're not calling it. Darnold throws it to Cooper Kupp, and that's going to get them about 10 yards and a first down as we wind under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. 3-0 Arizona. Yeah, Cooper Kupp just sits down in the zone there, able to turn around to Darnold, gives him a nice look. Now, Wilson Jr. tried to jump in front of that one, but wasn't able to get there. Darnold moves Charbonnet in motion, who is in the backfield. Oh, and there's a lob, and it's a touchdown for Seattle. Barner, I think he's the backup tight end. A.J. Barner with the touchdown. He got behind the defense, and that is 6 points for Seattle. So a nice response to the field goal drive by Arizona, which was pretty fueled by Seattle defensive miscues, particularly the fumble on the interception. All right, and there's the extra point. It goes through the upright, and now we have Seattle up 7-3 over Arizona. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. Seahawks at Cardinals. All right, so we got 7-3, a little bit of time left in the first quarter. While we're waiting for play to resume, we'll go over some of the game stats so far. Sam Darnold, 5 of 6 with an 83 completion percentage so far. 1 touchdown. He's got a perfect quarterback rating right now. Hasn't had to do much. Kenneth Walker started breaking some longer runs. Yeah, that one run from earlier was 21 yards, and he has a 29-yard reception so far. So he's racking up some yardage, but hasn't gotten into the end zone. But yeah, 5 rushes for 35 yards. So after his first 2 runs weren't that great. He's averaging 7 yards per carry now. A.J. Barner with the 16-yard touchdown catch this last drive. Yeah, and I feel like the Seahawks are just looking better right now. The Cardinals, while they did get the first points, I feel like they just kind of Seattle mistaked into that. It wasn't really their own doing, because when they got into the red zone, they just they got some delays of game. They didn't execute quite well. And I think that's what you've been seeing a lot from Arizona this season, where they're just not really dynamic right now. They kind of struggle on offense a bit. Their defense is doing a good job keeping them in games, but yeah, I haven't been very impressed with what they've been doing on the offensive side of the ball. And you look at their game against New Orleans, they were only able to win by 7. They only put up 20 points. Seattle, they come in and play the same team. Granted, it was at home, and they blow them out. Here's the kickoff. It goes to Dortch, and he got a little bit of space there for a second. Takes it out to the 26-yard line. So that is where Arizona will start this drive. Minute 27 left in the first quarter. All right, we've got Kyler Murray under center. Seahawks show him blitz a bit. It's a handoff to Trey Benson. And he gets about 3 yards on the play. So we're going to have about 2nd down and 7. All right, Murray. Oh, he gets sacked in the backfield on 2nd down. Number 7. Who's that? I can't. Sorry, I'm going to butcher this name. It's Uchenna Nwansu. And so it's 3rd and 15, a long 3rd down for Arizona. And I think someone called a timeout. Looks like Seattle called time. Not quite sure why. It's 3rd and 15, and it's just the first quarter running down. Seven to 3, Seattle over the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, and I mean, I think if Sam Darnold does succeed with the Seattle Seahawks, because I thought he succeeded with the Vikings because of the talent around him and the good O-line, but if he can succeed with Seattle, he's had a career renaissance for sure. All right, we got Murray out of the shotgun on 3rd and 15, being chased, escapes some pressure, but is only going to get about 4 yards scrambling. Couldn't find anyone downfield. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and the Cardinals will be punting when we come back. You are listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. 7 to 3, Arizona at the end of the first quarter. For those of you who are watching, if you like the video, give it a like. Helps the channel grow a bunch, and also subscribing to the channel is awesome as well. I post weekly power rankings, weekly game picks, And sometimes I throw some analysis on there. I did off-season previews all off-season. And I did my playoff predictions and season predictions. Playoff predictions and Super Bowl prediction at the beginning of the year. I had Ravens-Eagles at the beginning of the year as my Super Bowl prediction. Ravens over the Eagles. I still think I had the Chiefs winning the division. I was like, but then I had them losing in the first round to Cincinnati. Now that looks like it's not going to happen now with Joe Burrow out for 3 months. But you never know. It's tough because Jake Browning has to play perfect. Like Joe Burrow in that offense had to play perfect for the Bengals to be competitive because their defense was so bad. But now you saw last week with the Vikings just blowing them out when their offense wasn't working. That's the result you're going to get from Cincinnati. So it could be a long season for them. It's just a shame because there's so much firepower on that offensive side of the ball. The defense just can't complement it. And I've been hearing some analysis about it, and a lot of it is like, hey, Joe Burrow, he really wanted Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But in order to do that, you have to pay those people. And if you pay those people, there's a lot less money for the defense. So, yeah, the Bengals have one of the worst defenses in the league, which is kind of crazy because just prior, I want to say 2 years prior, their defense was pretty good. But they switched defensive coordinators, and it just has not been the same. Taking a look at some of the stats from Arizona in this game. Kyler Murray, 6-9 passing, 31 receiving yards. He does get the interception against them, even though the corner fumbled and the Cardinals got the ball back. So a 32.4 rating. Not very good so far for Kyler Murray. He's going to have to tighten things up a bit. Trey Benson, 3 rushes for 15 yards, had a long of 12, averaging 5 yards per carry. Kyler Murray scrambled the ball twice. Well, it was DeMarcus Lawrence who was chasing Murray on that last play. Here's the punt on 4th and 11 from Arizona. It's a good punt, fielded by about the 18-yard line by Torrey Holton, but good coverage by Arizona. He's only going to get about 7 yards. It's the 25-yard line where Seattle will start this drive. And I think Seattle, if they can go down, get a touchdown here, they're going to really assert their dominance in this one. Because I feel like if they can start putting some points on consecutively, the Arizona Cardinals offense isn't really doing anything. So this is the Seahawks' opportunity to take control of this game. Yeah, Cardinals got that field goal, but it really was just through mistakes by Seattle's defense. Yeah, because they got good field position following the 4th down turnover on downs by Seattle, the previous offensive drive. So they already started in Seattle's territory. It didn't have to go very far and got some penalties, including a face mask call, which is 15 yards just like that. Darnold from the single back hands it off to Charbonnet, breaks a tackle, able to get about 3-4 yards on the run. We're going to have 2nd down at about 6 or 7. It's 7-3 Seahawks over the Cardinals. Darnold under center at the 29, hands it off. It's Charbonnet again. Yeah, probably giving Kenneth Walker a little rest. Oh, there is a flag. That might be offensive holding, which might kill this drive. Charbonnet got about 3 yards on that run. The ref's conferring a bit, but it's looking like it's going to be holding. Oh, it's holding on the defense. On a run play, that's rare, but that's going to be a 1st down. Yeah, it's a 1st down for Seattle. I don't know about that call. But it is what it is. That is the call. And it's going to be 1st down for the Seahawks at their own 39-yard line as we tick under 14 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. It's a toss to Charbonnet. Oh, met by Cardinals in the backfield. Tried to turn it back to the other side of the field, but couldn't do it. Davis Gathier got him down. And we do have an injured Cardinal on the field. That's Wilson Sr. Mac Wilson. Oh, I think is that Mac Wilson out of Alabama? Yeah, that is. Yeah, he just kind of stepped awkward, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened, but it looks like it's non-contact. Which, yeah, you don't like seeing no contact injuries. Headed over to the blue tent. 7th season in the league for Mac Wilson. Hope he's okay. 2nd and 12 for Seattle. It's going to be from the 37-yard line. Darnold out of the shotgun. It's still Charbonnet on the backfield. Walker was doing so well, but maybe he needs a... Oh, Cardinals get there on the rush. They had one of the lowest sack percentages in the league, and it's fan favorite Calais Campbell getting the sack. So Arizona's defense doing a good job trying to get the ball back to their offense. Yeah, the edges just collapsed, and then, yeah, both Browning and Campbell get in there, so it's probably half a sack for both of them. They converge at Darnold. It's 3rd and 19. Walker's in the backfield for this play, and it's just a handoff. It's kind of a give-up play. He's only going to get about 3 yards. So we tick under 12 and a half minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. Cardinals are going to get the ball back. Yeah, and that's a disappointing drive for Seattle there. They really had an opportunity to distance themselves from Arizona here, but not able to pull it off. And it's still less than a 1-possession game. And the Seahawks punt it away. It's fielded by Dortch. He's got a block, and he's getting a little bit of room, but not too much. He gets it to the 27-yard line of Arizona, so their own 27-yard line. What are you all thoughts on these rivalry uniforms? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I think they're okay. I do like the red face mask, but besides that, not a huge fan. But yeah, looking ahead at the next week, Minnesota at Pittsburgh. That's going to be an interesting game in Ireland. I saw a funny banner. They were pointing it out on one of the previous NFL telecasts where it said the last time the Vikings came to Ireland, they invaded us. So it's just kind of funny. But yeah, the Vikings and Steelers play in the first Ireland game ever. We'll see how that goes. Usually the international games, they are kind of low scoring and sluggish because of all the travel. Minnesota's coming off a big win over the Bengals where they put up a lot of points. But I have the Steelers pulling off the upset in that one. Maybe I have a bit too much faith in like my old biases towards how the Steelers play. But I don't know. I'm just not super convinced about the Carson Wentz Minnesota Vikings. I'm pretty sure he's getting the start again this week. If they go back to McCarthy, it's going to be tough because Wentz ran that offense a lot better than McCarthy did. 7-3 Seattle, as Arizona will be taking the ball back over. You're listening to my live reaction stream here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. The Cardinals donning their rivalry uniforms, the first team of 8 to do so this year. They've got their dusty-looking jerseys, a tan with like sand flakes in it. Murray out of the backfield, hands it off to Trey Benson. He's got some room to work with, gets about 8 yards on the run. Yeah, a hole opened up on the left side there. Trey Benson able to get through it. Lines up to the right of Murray in the shotgun, and Murray, he's got some miscommunication issues with Marvin Harrison. He kind of throws it off to the right, but there was nobody there. Almost seems like he was expecting Marvin Harrison Jr. to come back on the route, but Harrison kept going forward. Yeah, Murray, he uncorks this right away, and Harrison's just not going for it. He throws it to nowhere. So we've got 3rd and 2, 11:31 left in the second quarter. And there's the throw. Oh, and he's able to get Wilson. And that's going to be a first down. It's about a 5-yard gain. So that was a nice quick pass to Michael Wilson. Clock is ticking, under 11 minutes left in the second quarter. 7-3 Seahawks over the Cardinals. First down for the Cardinals at their own 40. It's a short dump-off pass to Trey Benson. And he's going to get 3. Really fought for those 3 yards. Took 3 Seahawks to bring him down. You got to like the effort you're seeing from Trey Benson right now. Murray out of the shotgun, 2nd and 7 from their own 43, and it's pass. Oh, it gets tipped at the line for the second time in the game. Yeah, the linemen just got their big paws up and were able to knock that one down. We've got 3rd and 7 upcoming here for Arizona. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Yeah, Harrison Jr. started well with a good bubble screen catch for 8 yards. They were trying to get him involved early. Seattle showing blitz on this 3rd down, but they back off. Only rush 4. It's a pass to McBride, and he's able to get the first down. 1 yard past it, so an 8-yard gain to McBride. Definitely becoming a safety net for Kyler Murray. Yeah, Seahawks showed blitz, backed out of it. It's a nice quick release by Murray, able to get McBride and trust him to get the rest of the yardage he needed for the first down. 1st and 10 on the Seahawks side of the field at their 49-yard line. Benson is the running back. Murray throws, and he's got McBride again at the 32-yard line of Seattle. So, yeah, you would think it would be the shiny Marvin Harrison Jr. first-round pick from last year being Kyler Murray's security blanket. It's Trey McBride. Let's see what his stats are now. He's hauling in the catches. It's 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Seattle. Empty backfield for Kyler Murray. 4 wide receivers. Trey McBride, 4 catches for 35 yards. And Murray throwing to the end zone. Would have been tough to get him. Weaver had a step, but Murray couldn't quite get it there. That was a tough pass. 2nd and 10. They figured they'd take a shot on first down. That was Xavier Weaver he was throwing the ball to. All right, Murray out of the backfield. Has it. throws to Benson. Trey Benson trying to make his way out there. Can't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. So this is going to be a 3rd and probably 11. We're under 9 minutes in the second quarter. Thanks for all of you who are tuning in. This is the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. If you like what you're seeing, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps us grow. I post weekly power rankings. I post weekly picks. And we have great discussions about all things football. Kyler Murray throws. Oh, Harrison Jr. can't hold on to it. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by Jones the fourth. And going back the other way. Wow. Harrison Jr. had a bad game against the 49ers, having a bad game tonight. Yeah, he was in the midst of some defenders over the middle, couldn't quite hold on to it, and then, yeah, was intercepted. It bottled it, and it was intercepted by Jones the fourth. Let's see his full name. Ernest Jones the fourth. Went right into his hands. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a first-round draft pick. He's got to secure that. He is just not playing well today. Him and Kyler Murray, they're not on the same page. And, yeah, when he throws in the ball, he bobbles in, and it gets intercepted for Kyler Murray's 2nd interception of the game. And this time, the Seahawks player does not fumble it, so he does not get bailed out. For all those who have tuned in so far, I appreciate it. Yeah, Kyler Murray is having some difficulties so far, but yeah, a lot of those are stemming from his connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, I don't know if he was afraid. I don't know if he got like the Brian Thomas fear going across the middle there, but he does not corral that pass, doesn't bring it into his body. This is a guy who was a superstar at Ohio State. He's just not living up to the expectations so far. Seahawks start from the Cardinals' 49-yard line. Play action face to Darnold. He's going long. He's going for Torrey Horton, who, almost made the catch. It was a tough contested catch, but he was almost able to haul it in, but can't quite get it. Darnold takes a shot. I like that. I like that the Seahawks are being aggressive here. Oh, it's in the breadbasket, but just a little bit of traffic there with the corner. Probably wasn't able to focus on it as much as he needed to. Might have been interfered with a little bit, but I'm glad they don't call that. Darnold in the shotgun. He's got Kenneth Walker to his right. Darnold looks, throws, gets I believe that's JSN, yeah. No, no, no. It's Jake Bobo. My bad. Yeah, JSN is number 11. Yeah, no, he gets Jake Bobo. Pass was a little behind him, but good catch by Bobo there. As we are under 7.5 to play. 1st and 10 for Seattle at the 32-yard line of Arizona. It's a handoff to Walker. Makes a nice sidestep move in the backfield in order to get to the line of scrimmage and is able to get past it for about 3 yards. So we're going to have a 2nd and 7 up and coming. And that's a run for Walker. Gets about 4 more on 2nd down. There is a flag on the play. The officials conferring on what might be going on here. Might be holding on the offense. 7-3, Seattle over Arizona here. You're listening to my live reaction on the Dusty Tron channel. Looks like it's taunting. Taunting after, yeah, it's on Walker. Taunting after a 4-yard run. That is a boneheaded mistake. Can't be doing that. Oh, it's... Oh, that's rough. It's the situation where it's the second guy gets the flag. Oh, he threw the ball at him. That's why. So Clark of Arizona, after the tackle, was pulling on his leg, and then Walker kind of got up at his face and threw the ball at him. So that drew the... But that could kill this drive. It's 3rd and 18. It's a screen pass to Charbonnet, but Calais Campbell sniffs it out. Loss of 3 on the play. And yeah, I think you're too far away to try to kick this field goal, so it's going to be a punt for Seattle. So a promising drive is going to come up with nothing for Seattle. And as we tick under 6 minutes, we're still at 7-3. This is Thursday Night Football for you. Low scoring affairs most of the time. Arizona, first team to be sporting their NFL rivalries jersey, wearing them today. They look okay, in my opinion. They're a dust brown with Sam Flex in the jersey. Helmet is the same color with kind of a dusted out Cardinals logo and a red face mask. The Seahawks will actually be wearing rivalry uniforms later this year. Yeah, I really still haven't gotten a great look at them. They're doing an emerald green thing, and I can't really tell if the helmet is just doing like hue. It's a chrome helmet, and I can't tell if it has hues of green in it. That's one thing that I have a problem with some of these uniform reveals. It's really hard to, when they do all the lighting and stuff, it's in the photos and the reveal videos, it's really hard to see what the actual uniform looks like. Seven to 3 Seattle. Arizona with all 3 timeouts. Seattle had to take 1 in the first quarter. And it was when the quarter was running out on a 3rd and 15. It was kind of an odd time to take a timeout. We're here in the second quarter. I believe we're just running under 6 minutes to play. Yeah, 5:40 left in the second quarter. Arizona's going to start the ball at their own 20-yard line. Yeah, but I think the story so far tonight is Marvin Harrison continuing to have a bad game, continuing to not play well. All right, Kyler Murray takes it over, throws it to Dortch out of the backfield, gets a little bit of room. Looks like it's going to be second and about 7. All right, Murray out of the backfield, the shotgun. And that's Trey McBride gets hit down after about a gain of 2. So it's going to be third and about, let's see, up and coming. I want to say it's about 3rd and 6. No, 3rd and 2. Sorry. Murray out of the shotgun. Number 22 is in the backfield with him. Michael Carter. Oh, Michael Carter out of North Carolina. Came into the league the same time as Javonte Williams, who's having a RB1 fantasy season right now. And it looks like he did not get the first down. He is short on 4th down. We've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. And yeah, does Gannon go for it? Nope. It's got the punt team unit out. And there's the punt. Horton has it at the 9-yard line. And he's dragged down. Doesn't really get much. Forward progress is stopped. Didn't actually go down. Yeah, he's showing some fight. He's a tough guy. Had a play earlier where he fought for 4 extra yards, and yeah, they weren't able to bring him down this time, but granted, he didn't get any yardage. They just couldn't bring him to the ground. Yeah, so the story of the first half, Marvin Harrison Jr. struggles as well as Kyler Murray struggles, and them just not being on the same page. Sam Darnold and the Seahawks have a chance to get some points before the half with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Charbonnet in the backfield, Darnold back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right. He throws on the run, and oh, he gets it. That's Arroyo, who had a catch for about 8 yards earlier, has a huge catch here. Want to say that went for 20. Yeah, and this is Sam Darnold. He's on his last option here as he's rolling out to the right. He's able to signal to Arroyo to keep running forward here. Josh Sweat is on him in coverage. Actually, that makes me wonder if he's actually a tight end. Yeah, he is a tight end. Okay, that makes more sense why Josh Sweat was on him. Darnold takes off. He had some room to run, and he's able to pick up like 15 to 20 yards. They're at about the Arizona 32-yard line, just like that. Yeah, just gaping hole in the middle of the field there. So it's the 34-yard line. It's a toss to Charbonnet on first down. Charbonnet got some room to run. He's going to get about 15 yards on the ground. So Arizona's defense was looking really good to start the game, but they've been getting gashed on this possession. And this is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It's 7-3 Seahawks over Cardinals here on Thursday Night Football on the Dusty Tron channel. You're listening to my live reaction stream here on YouTube Live. Thanks for joining in tonight. Having a good time. Battle of the 2-1 Birds. But yeah, whoever wins this game, second place in the division. Yeah, the Rams are 2-1. Yeah, they lost to Philadelphia this week. The 49ers still in sole possession of first place at 3-0. I find it hilarious that Mac Jones is their quarterback right now, because he's the quarterback that Kyle Shanahan wanted way back when they drafted Trey Lance. And now you're going to see what he can do with them, and he's playing like a Jimmy Garoppolo. Executing the offense fine, making some mistakes, but that was Jimmy Garoppolo as well. If you haven't already, give the video a like, helps the channel grow. And also subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow as well. I post weekly power rankings, weekly game picks. We do live reactions of Thursday night football games all throughout the season. And I sometimes throw some reactions in there as well. You never know when you're going to see a Dusty Tron reaction short pop up on YouTube. I will also post my links to my social media platforms. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. All right. It's a 1st and 10 for Seattle at the 19-yard line of Arizona. Hand is off to Charbonnet again. Charbonnet getting a good amount of carries in this game. He was out last week and questionable for this week for most of the week, but then was announced before game time that he'd be playing. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to manage Kenneth Walker's load more, but Charbonnet getting a lot of action on these last two possessions. 2nd and 8 for Seattle in field goal range, so you really want to at least get the field goal here. At the 17-yard line of Arizona, Darnold play action fake to Charbonnet. He throws and looks like there might be interference there. He was going for his tight end Arroyo again. Darnold really liking his connection with Arroyo in this game, but it does appear to be pass interference on Buda Baker. He does get there early and holds his arm down. It's a good call. Tough break for Buda Baker there. All right, so it's 1st and goal. Charbonnet in the backfield on a 1st down. Darnold stumbles a bit, and the Cardinals able to stop Charbonnet right at the 1-yard line. No gain. They got some great penetration in the backfield there and are able to get him down. See, this is where I think you'd be running with Kenneth Walker, but they give the first one to Charbonnet. Now, I don't have any shares of Kenneth Walker this year. I did have to spot start Charbonnet in a Dynasty League, so I'm not complaining that they're handing it off to Charbonnet here. But yeah, Darnold trips over his offensive lineman there, but is able to still get the handoff to Charbonnet. But yeah, the play might not have gone quite as smoothly as they had anticipated there. But yeah, Seattle almost over 100 rushing yards. They're at 95. And almost over 100 passing. They are over 100 passing yards today, 116. Darnold, under center again. They fake it to Charbonnet. There goes my fantasy points. Oh, and that Arroyo again, another target. I thought he might have gotten interfered with a bit there, but the refs let it go. 3rd and goal for the Seahawks. And when are they going to bring Kenneth Walker in? Maybe I'm missing something, but I didn't see an injury to him. All right, 3rd and goal, and it is still Charbonnet in the backfield. They come out of the weak eye. And they hand it to Charbonnet. Charbonnet! Oh, he almost didn't get in, but then gets in with the second effort and his teammates pushing him in. There we go, some fantasy points. (13-3), Seahawks over Arizona. Yeah, Melton makes a great play on him right there. Charbonnet almost doesn't get in. It takes 2 of his fellow offensive players, 1 offensive lineman and 1 wide receiver to help push him in the rest of the way. For those of you tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. You're listening to my live reaction stream of the Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday Night Football, and it is now 14-3, Seahawks over the Cardinals. Every time I grew up with local Fox broadcasts in the early 2000s, and I think it was like 2002 to like 2005, they had that sound effect whenever a point was scored, the zoot zoot. So every time I increment the score in my head, I'm always thinking of that noise. Divisional battle, the 2-1 Birds here on Thursday Night Football. It is 14-3, Seahawks over Cardinals, and the Cardinals, they got to get something going before the half here because the Seahawks receive, and that's going to be rough. Dylan, the uniforms are the rivalry uniforms for the Arizona Cardinals. They look they're doing like a sandstorm effect on their uniforms, which I think is okay. The funny part about it is that they have some orange highlights on the red numbers, so it actually kind of makes them from a distance look like the retro Bucks. The white uniform of the retro Bucks. I've been saying that throughout the stream. And then the Seahawks are just wearing their navy blue with gray pants. Yeah, we'll have to see what the I still haven't really gotten a good look at the Seahawks rivalry uniforms tonight. The Seahawks rivalry uniforms yet. There hasn't really been a great picture of them. I'm curious. It's like their helmet looks like it's chrome with like highlights of emerald green. Here's the return to the 27-yard line. Oh yeah, Sandstorm. That song, the dubstep song. If you're just tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. You're listening to my live reaction stream. We've got a divisional matchup going right now between the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Seahawks lead 14-3. As Kyler Murray takes the snap, and almost throws an interception. He's been having a tough night tonight. I think that's Love. I forget, or Julian Love, former Giant. Let's just double check that's who I think it is. Yep, Julian Love. He had a few good seasons with New York, but now he's over on Seattle. All right, Murray, 2nd and 10, 49 seconds left in the half. Back to throws. That pass is short for Marvin Harrison Jr. They've been having trouble all night, but that wasn't a communication issue. That was Murray off his back foot, getting his offensive line pushed back into him. Couldn't put as much into the throw as he wanted to. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel. If you like what you're seeing, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a bunch. We post weekly power rankings and game picks. And we do live reaction streams of Thursday night football games all throughout the season. Kyler Murray, 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's a screen pass to Greg Dortch. And he's able to get the first down. I don't like I like the royal blue of the jersey for the Seahawks, but I'm not big on the logo. I like their modern logo more than their retro logo. I think the retro logo belongs as a retro throwback, but I would like to see, I've seen some mashups of a new uniform where it's kind of like accents of the new Seahawks uniform and logo with the old royal blue. So I think that's kind of neat. 14-3 Seahawks over the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. He's getting sacked. The pressure gets to him. Williams gets him. Leonard Williams gets him in the backfield, and that might axe any hope that the Cardinals have here of getting points before the half. Kyler Murray not even able to adjust his shoulder pad. They just get right back to the line, scrambles forward for about 4 yards, and it looks like they're going to be content to just go down to halftime with that. Honestly, the Seahawks could have called time. And now with 2 seconds left, the clock stops. JSN has been on the field, just maybe not last drive. It was interesting, too. They really didn't have Kenneth Walker on the last drive either. It was more Charbonnet. But JSN was, I know when they were about midfield, they had JSN on the field. The play where they got the catch to Jake Bobo. Yeah, no, Arizona hasn't been playing very well, and Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. have been having some communication issues on their routes. Murray with 2 interceptions, and Harrison Jr. bobbled one, which went right to the Seahawks player. All right, if you're just tuning in, this is the Dusty Tron channel. It's 3rd and 13 with 2 seconds left in the half. Murray took a slide and seemed content to just let the half run out, but then they called a time, or no, it looks like Seattle called a timeout. Why they waited so long to do that, I'm not sure. So this is a screen pass. Michael Wilson has it. The quarter's gonna run out, and that is halftime. 14-3, Seattle. Let's see if I can do this graphic so that it looks okay. That's a little too big. Let's make that smaller. There we go. It is halftime. 14-3, Seahawks over the Cardinals. And the Seahawks receive. Oh, I did forget to get my little possession football. Gotta have the possession football. Let me see if I can get that up here during halftime. Gotta remember where I put it. Oh, there's the possession football. So, possession football goes over to Arizona right now. Oh, we've got a Grossi raid! Grossi raid! All right. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Dusty Tron channel. Like the video if you like what you're seeing, and subscribe to the channel. I post weekly power rankings and game picks every week throughout the season. Welcome in, everyone. We're at halftime here in the Seattle-Arizona game. 14-3 Seahawks over the Cardinals here on Thursday Night Football. We are getting lots of comments for the Grossi raid in here. I almost had a feeling this might happen tonight because my view count was pretty low. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, if you take a look at my channel, I've been posting stuff every week throughout the season. I post shorts for all of my power rankings. I post weekly game picks. And I do Thursday night live reaction streams. And sometimes I'll even throw my own opinions out there throughout the season. I also, during the off season, I gave all of my preseason predictions, my playoff predictions, and my Super Bowl predictions. The channel name, it was kind of a side project I had where I was kind of fiddling around with like some AI generated content in the beginning, but I kind of shifted the focus of it a bit, and I wanted to just start trying to do some live streams. So I did that a little bit last year. I did some live streams, but I didn't really have much channel content to go through it. So this has really been my first season where I've been doing regular content, trying to churn out content every week and do the live reaction streams as well. I am not a robot. It was more just, it was a channel name that stuck. Yeah, so the power rankings, I had the Packers pretty high in my week 3 power rankings after I did the live stream of the Commanders Packers game. But that Browns game last week, oh, that was really bad because even though they choked at the end, they didn't play well on offense throughout the entire game. They were playing, granted, Browns defense is really good, but their offense needed to perform better than that. And there was a lot of talk that that was probably a trap game before the Micah Parsons going up against the Cowboys game next week. So yeah, my favorite team is the Panthers, as you can see right here. I'm a long-suffering Panthers fan. We've had a few good seasons here and there, but ever since Tepper bought the team, it's been a rough few years. We're encroaching on 10 right now. It's been 8, but yeah, it's been rough. Thanks everyone for the comments. I appreciate it. Trying to catch up on some of the stuff here. Thanks for all the subs, everyone who's subbed. Ring of Honor's Ian Ricciaboni. I'll have to look that up. No, nobody's ever told me that before. Unfortunately, I don't have a Patreon or anything yet. Channel's still a little small, so I haven't been able to monetize myself. Still looking to get that subscriber count up. So yeah, I will say in the beginning, I was fiddling around with some like AI voice synthesis stuff that's on the channel like a little bit further back. I was fiddling around with a series. I thought it was cool with like 11 Labs where you could do like voice synthesis. So I was doing a spoof Colin Cowherd podcast where he'd talk about nerd topics, and it was the nerd with Colin Cowherd. So it was just kind of fun. I appreciate all of the subscriptions. It's awesome. Helps the channel grow. Yeah, Bryce, I have a parody that I actually sang myself and wrote myself to Good Charlotte's Young and the Hopeless. I called it Bryce Young and I'm Hopeless. It's pretty fun. It was after the first game because when Dave Canales became coach of the Panthers, I was actually a little bit optimistic that coming off with working with Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield and turning their careers around, that he'd be able to help Bryce Young out the same way. And then we come out and New Orleans puts 47 on us. And I was just kind of almost at the lowest of the low of my Panthers fandom there, so I created that parody video. Actually, yeah, no, let me see if I can get that. It's a little while back. Yeah, here it is. Did it post the link? Let's see. Having a little bit of a delay on my side here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so the Steelers is still kind of going through here. Oh, I think the Packers are still good. I don't mean to smack talk them. I think the Packers are still a really good team, but I think they fell for the trap game last week. Yeah, no. So I did a couple of things with my prediction videos. So I have a long form video where I kind of give my analysis along with it. But if you want a more short form version of that, there's also I made my own magnetic standings board and the helmets that go along with it. I really like that, and it's a playoff bracket, and I moved the helmets along with it. So it was kind of a fun video to make. Panthers 49ers. Oh, I think we're probably going to get destroyed when that comes up. So I know that we just had a good game against the Falcons this last week, but looked at the offensive numbers on there. Our offense didn't really do too well. I feel like that was more the Falcons just completely self imploding in that game than the Panthers actually playing well. We took advantage of some of the opportunities that we had, but yeah, we'll have to see how we do against the Patriots this week. Patriots played a really sloppy game against the Steelers with I believe they had 5 turnovers in that game. Ramondre Stevenson just could not keep the ball off the ground. But yeah, my pick for the game today, even before the game started, was Seattle. And you can see that in my game picks video from this week. Oh, Detroit versus Baltimore. Yeah, I was surprised with that one because it's like I understood the Lions, like they were able to do really well against the Bears' struggling defense. Plus, there was a little bit of beef in there. It was their home opener up against Ben Johnson, who used to be their offensive coordinator, and they just came out guns a-blazing in that one. It went really crazy. Oh, Dylan is a Jags fan, so he's saying that the 49ers are going down this year. Going down on Sunday. I did pick them in my picks video as an upset because I'm not convinced about this 49ers team. Sure, they're 3-0, but they're just not looking like anything that special so far. They've had some close wins. I am also a fan of a long-suffering Blue Kitty team. Yep. That could be the Lions, could be the Panthers. Yeah, I had fun with that song. There was definitely some Panthers fan angst going into that one. Bacon or sausage? Oh, it kind of depends. I would probably go bacon though. But yeah, ultimately, I think like the Lions jumped a bunch in my power rankings. They basically swapped places with the Packers after that win over Baltimore because I'm still holding on to the fact that because like weeks 2 and 3 I had Baltimore at the top of my power rankings and I got a little flack for that on my video because they're like the Bills just beat the Ravens. How do you not have the Bills at 1 over the Ravens? And I'm like, I think the Ravens are the more talented team, but it's been 2 of their losses. Their defense has given up a lot of points, and they've kind of choked the game down the stretch. Now, granted, the Lions were in control for most of the game on that one, but you've got Derrick Henry, the uncharacteristic fumbles. Okay, I'm a secondary Giants fan because I grew up in New York. I love that Daniel Jones is playing well on Indianapolis right now. It's hilarious. Just the sheer I don't want to say incompetency, but there's so much turmoil within the Giants organization that they just can't get the most out of their talent. And the Colts have year over year been trying to just plug and play a quarterback into that spot, and they just haven't gotten it to work. And if it's Daniel Jones who finally gets that to work, that would be hilarious. Yeah, no. So it's actually kind of funny. I got into the Giants a little bit in the Kerry Collins era. Not really that you would call it the Kerry Collins era, but it was like the early 2000s era when they got to the Super Bowl against the Ravens, because Collins was the first draft pick of the Carolina Panthers, and so he went over to the Giants and had some success there. And growing up in New York, the Giants were always the regional game that was on, so I would be watching that a lot. Time to fire up Jameis. No, it's Jackson Dart time. for the Dublin game. So I had a bold take that I think that it's actually going to be the Steelers that win that. I think the Vikings, they had a really good performance against, the Collins era. I don't think you would call it that. Yeah, but that's kind of what it is in my mind. But yeah, no, that 2000 Giants team, I can rattle off like a bunch of players from that Giants team. Collins, Tiki Barber, Greg Camella, Pete Mitchell. I think Will Allen was on him at that time. The cornerback was a rookie there. All right, well, the game has just resumed. We've got the Seahawks returning it to the 34-yard line. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in. We've got a 14-3 game here. Oh, gotta update my graphic. It is not halftime anymore. It is indeed the third quarter. Ron Dane era. Oh, I was so excited about Ron Dane too. Yeah, it was so you have Sonic and Knuckles for Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery now. That was Thunder and Lightning, Tiki Barber and Ron Dane back in the day. Oh, that's interesting. After his taunting penalty, yeah. Yeah, that was, I thought it was ticky-tacky at first, but then I saw that he threw the, oops. I was trying to move the football, not the entire scoreboard. There you go. It's Seahawks possession now. No, that's a good point, Eric. Yeah, that might be why he got benched. All right, we've got a 2nd and 11. Darnold in the backfield, tosses it. Oh, there's JSN. It's a jet sweep, and he's going to get 9 yards, it looks like. Yeah, no, Ron Dane was a big deal. I believe he was coming out of Texas back in the day, and I thought it was really cool that the Giants were actually able to draft him. But aside from like his first year where he did okay, he just never really did anything in the league. All right, we've got Darnold under center. Looking, oh, he's got, I believe that's Barner? Yeah, Barner, who caught the touchdown pass earlier. A.J. Barner. Oh, yeah, Rodney Hampton, Jesse Armstead, Tito Wooden. Yeah, so I did long form videos with like splices of the long form videos during the off season. During the regular season, it's hard to get channel content out there. So I've been focusing more on shorts and trying to do higher quality shorts. But yeah, I might at a certain point, especially around like the mid-season mark, maybe do like some mid-season predictions, maybe quarter season predictions, reactions, stuff like that. I'm still figuring out exactly what I'm trying to do with the, I think it was Sam Garnes, not Sam Garner, if I'm not mistaken, Dylan. All right, we've got a 2nd and 8 here at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. Darnold in the shotgun, back to throw, throws, it's caught, and that's Barner again. So Darnold doing a lot with his tight ends, A.J. Barner and Arroyo. Sorry, I forgot his first name. Elijah Arroyo. Yeah, he's been throwing a lot to his tight ends today. Interesting. Yeah, no, I wasn't even aware of him. I'll need to look at that in some of the deeper dynasty leagues I have. I actually run a good amount of them. I've got like 15 leagues. And there's a run for Charbonnet. So it definitely looks like since the taunting call, Charbonnet's getting more of the carries for the Seahawks. Oh yeah, Charlie Garner. That's a name from the early 2000s. Raiders running back during their Super Bowl run. All right, 14-3. We've got a first down for the Seahawks. They could really take control of the game here. Oh, but it's a sack for the Cardinals. Loss of 6 on the play. It's number 56 who got him. Sorry, that's Darius Robinson. Sorry, I don't know my Arizona Cardinals particularly well, but I've got a roster sheet over here. Poor man's Warrick Dunn. Hey, Warrick Dunn, did he actually... I want to say he did really well with his rushing yards. Let me see. Warrick Dunn career rushing yards. He actually had a really good career. Yeah, no, he got over 10,000 rushing yards in his career. Yeah, 10,967. We did. Calais Campbell had half a sack, and then he blew up a run in the backfield, I think. So yeah, no, Calais Campbell's still playing at a fairly high level. Thanks for everyone who's participating in the chat, and thanks for all the subscriptions. Helps the channel grow a bunch. I really appreciate it. All right. Darnold in the shotgun. And it's a toss to Walker on the left sideline. Is down at about after 4 yards. So for those of you who are listening right now, my schedule release is that I do game picks at 3. I usually release videos at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Game picks release on Tuesday. Power rankings release on Wednesdays. So be out on the lookout for those videos. We've got a 3rd and 11 for the Seahawks. That was a huge sack for the Cardinals because the Seahawks were going right up the field trying to take control of this game. Darnold looks, gets Charbonnet, and he's short of the first down. It'll be interesting to see what they do here in no man's land. Looks like the offense might be staying on the field. Either that or they're going to kick a really long field goal. Lewis, it's actually nice. Yeah, notifications are on. That's awesome. I have the Ravens beating the Eagles was my preseason Super Bowl pick. I think it's going to be really interesting, like mid-season reevaluating that, because a lot of things haven't quite gone according to plan. But that's kind of how it always is in the NFL. You can never really predict it. Jason Myers with the 44-yard field goal attempt goes right through the middle, and the Seahawks increase their lead to 14. It is 17-3. Seahawks over the Cardinals. You're listening to my live reaction stream here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. But yeah, part of why I wanted to do this is that I just really enjoyed announcing games. Like, I thought it was a lot of fun. So I was like, hey, I see some other YouTubers doing this. It might be kind of fun. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Ooh, Broncos and Packers. That's an interesting pick. I like the Packers. Broncos, I think I had them in my predictions as a 7th seed. Kind of like last year. So it was, if you watch my playoff prediction videos, it's a little like the NFC. I did end up picking like the same lineup last year. And I straight out admit in my playoff video that it's like, hey, I know that generally speaking, there's a switch off of like 4 to 5 playoff teams per every year, but just something about it, I wasn't feeling any of the other fringe teams that they would really get in. So the playoff fields were pretty much the same, except the AFC. I had the Bengals getting in instead of the Steelers, but Bengals with Burrow out for so long right now, that's looking a bit iffy right now, because I had Chiefs winning the division, and then the Bengals would be the ones to take them out in the wild card, but then the Bengals would lose to the Ravens in the divisional, but the Bengals would be the team to get rid of the Chiefs. But now, Chiefs might be a wild card team if they're lucky with how the season is playing out right now. Yeah, but I think if I'm not mistaken, the Ravens actually started 1-2 last year as well. And I mean, if you're looking at the teams that they've lost to the Bills and the Lions, who were two of the top teams in their respective conferences last year. So am I really worried about Baltimore's viability for playoff football later in the year? Not really. Yeah, but Burrow, he's out for 3 months. I think it's going to be too late by the time he comes back. And so I was talking about it earlier in the stream. The Bengals, they're set up in such a way that their offense has to score like every possession to keep up with how bad their defense is. And now that they have Jake Browning in there, especially after that performance with the Minnesota Vikings, I'm concerned about the Bengals. So here's the kickoff. The Cardinals running it back. Gonna get to about the 35-yard line. Yeah, I'm not concerned about Baltimore. I'm just not. They'll get into the playoffs. The Steelers will start losing some games. I don't think the Bengals without Burrow are going to be good enough. And the Browns, good luck. Oh yeah, that's right. You were at the Jags Bengals game. And I mean, they haven't fixed that O-line. They still haven't. But to be fair, they've been really focusing on paying T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. They gave money to Trey Hendrickson. There just might not be a lot of money to go around. Although Mike Brown is a penny pincher and doesn't pay his players well either. Or doesn't prioritize paying his players. So there's a Trey Benson run up the right side for about 1 or 2 yards, short gain. But the Cardinals, they got to get themselves back into the game as we tick under 8.5 minutes in the third quarter. The game is slipping away from Arizona. They need something on this drive. Murray throws long. It's way too long for Michael Wilson. Oh, but he says that he was flagged, so that's going to be, it was held, so that's going to be interference. Yeah, I don't see the, barring like an injury to like both Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, I don't see the Ravens not winning that division. But crazy things happen in the NFL, you never know. You know, they're calling it pass interference, so this is going to give Arizona field position on Seattle's side of the field. It's on Woolen. Yeah, it's a good call. Woolen holds him up there. He's not able to get to the ball. Yeah, old man Rodgers is going to do what the Steelers always do and lose in the first round of the playoffs. They might get there. I think that I would probably put the Steelers there instead of the Bengals that I had during the preseason now. All right, it's a handoff to Benson. Makes one guy miss, but that's not going to get much. It's 2 yards. As we tick under 8 minutes to go. But yeah, I really do think that the Packers, their defense is solid. It really does boil down to Jordan Love and how he can lead that offense. Kyler Murray takes the snap, and he is taken down right at about the line of scrimmage. Was able to kind of pop through the middle of the line, but didn't gain anything. The Seahawks converged on him quickly. There is a flag down on the play, and it looks to be holding on the Arizona Cardinal. That's on Johnson Jr. I think he's a rookie. Let's take a look. Oh, it's Paris Johnson. Yeah, from 2 years ago. His third year in the league, gets the holding call, and I think he had one earlier in the game as well. Yeah, I can't remember. Was he Ohio State? Yeah, he was Ohio State. All right, so we've got Murray out of the shotgun at their own 44-yard line. Back to throw, throws it to the flat to Trey Benson. And he's only going to get about 2 yards. I do play fantasy football. I was mentioning earlier I'm in like 15 leagues. A lot of those are dynasty. Only a couple are redraft. Honestly, I've joined a bunch of dynasty leagues with random fantasy football forum users. It was back, I used to watch the Fantasy Footballers podcast. They had a forum and you could join other people in leagues. So I've got a couple of sleeper leagues with people. And with dynasty leagues, you kind of you do the off season, you do some trades here and there, but the team kind of runs itself. On third down, Kyler Murray had to roll out, couldn't find anyone, and throws it away. It's 4th and 14. Yeah, sorry about the losing in the first round comments. Yeah, understood there. Yeah, because there was 49ers 2 years ago, and in the Wilson era, the last year of Russell Wilson, they lost to Dallas. Oh, no. They beat the Vikings in 2015. But then they had that loss. No, that was 2018, I think. The Cowboys actually got to play the Rams. So there's the punt. It goes to Horton at the 13-yard line. Unc Forcey, a Cardinals fan? Yeah, this is a little rough for Arizona. Oh, gotta move the possession football. Possession football moves over to the Seahawks. Nice. Is that on a sleeper, Lewis? Or is that just overall fantasy football community website? DeAndre Hopkins as a Hall of Famer. Okay. Let's take a look at the stats here. DeAndre Hopkins. If he had gotten the Super Bowl ring last year, that definitely would have helped him. DeAndre Hopkins career stats. Okay, so he's over 10,000 receiving yards in his career. Not over 100 touchdowns. Yeah, so he's been dynamic, but has he really had the playoff success? Really, honestly, like with the Chiefs the last year, that's probably the farthest he's ever gotten into the... I mean, obviously they got to the Super Bowl, but before that, when he was with Houston, I don't think he ever got past the divisional round. So he puts up the numbers, but unfortunately his teams just didn't do particularly well. Okay, so Lewis, you're saying D-Hop Hall of Fame for sure. I agree. Recent performance, Murray. Okay, what's your opinion about Kyler Murray? Because in my off-season previews, I basically made the determination, like, I am not a Kyler Murray believer. They moved on from the Josh Rosen experience. I mean, I guess it was an experience, how bad it was. They moved on right away, a quick course correction with the organization. They get Kyler Murray, and he starts out great his first 2 years, but then just kind of middling performance. Yeah, D-Hop was electrifying with the Houston Texans. And even with the Cardinals there for the first couple of years, especially the first year. All right, it's a toss to JSN out of the backfield, but a good tackle. I think that's Weaver. No, he was on the offensive side of the ball. Sorry. Number 13 made a good stop. That's Kytrail Clark. We wind under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. It's going to be a second down for Seattle, up by 14 over the Arizona Cardinals, 17-3. Yeah, it'll now be known as the Josh Rosen experience, whenever you refer to a bad time. Arroyo in motion. Darnold out of the backfield, has Charbonnet to his left. Throws. It's complete to Cooper Kupp. That's his first reception of the night. Only goes for 1 yard, though. Dolphins. Cardinals defense clamping down. I think I was thinking defense, and I flipped that defense onto the team name and said Dolphins for some reason. So we've got a third, and I want to say either 10 or 9. Yeah, no, they made the decision with his contract to stick with him. When you make a contract that big, you're kind of strapped with the quarterback. I know I could make a Call of Duty joke here, but I'm not going to. It's too worn out. All right, Darnold out of the shotgun on 3rd and 10 from his own 13, throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Kupp. So the Cardinals defense makes a good stop. 4:57 left in the third quarter. 3 and out for Seattle, and they're going to get the ball back to their offense. And for everyone watching, this is the Dustytron channel. If you like what you're seeing, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. I post weekly game picks and power rankings, and I also am streaming Thursday night football live reaction streams all throughout the 2025 NFL season. You don't want to miss any of the fun, so stay tuned to the Dustytron channel. And there's the punt. It goes out of bounds at the Cardinals' 35-yard line. Got to move the possession football. Over to the Cardinals. Do I think the Seahawks can make the playoffs? Yeah, I think they could. So I'm trying to think, because I had, at the beginning of the season, I had the Packers at the 7th seed. I'm trying to think of where I would have things playing out right now, because I think the Rams are the best team in the division. I think they're going to win that division. Seahawks would probably come in number 2. I am not a believer, even though they're 3-0, I am not a believer in the 49ers. So trying to think about the other divisions, you could get the Commanders out of the NFC East and the Eagles. So let's say those two make it. Probably having the Lions and the Packers make it out of the NFC North. The South is only going to have one team. So yeah, no, Seattle probably makes it then. How would I arrange that? Probably Seattle as the 7th seed, I think is what you're looking at this point. Maybe they could climb up to the 6th. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to make this a thing. I can't forget about the possession football. Yeah, I introduced it on my last stream 2 weeks ago. I unfortunately wasn't able to stream last week, but now for every Thursday night football game throughout the rest of the season, I think I should be able to stream pretty much all of them. So yeah, we're going to keep the momentum train going here on the Dustytron channel. Listening to my live reactions here on YouTube Live. Next week, we actually have 49ers at the Rams. Rams are kind of, I guess we're just doing the NFC West tour here on the Dustytron channel right now. But yeah, 49ers and Rams next week. Rams are my dark horse team. I really think that they've got a lot of talent and they're underrated. And actually, I see Puka Nacua. He was mostly like a slot receiver, but he's the number 1 receiver in the league right now, or in he's the number 1 fantasy wide receiver right now. And I understood, like, from a PPR perspective, he'd be able to do that, but he's playing really well right now. I thought originally he was just benefiting from Cooper Kupp being there, but he's really coming into his own, and Matt Stafford loves him as a receiver. So we start on first down here with a 3-yard pass to Trey McBride. Yeah, no, it actually, from a record standpoint, it actually has a lot of bearing in the division. Yeah, I had the Rams going to the NFC Championship game this year, but losing to the Eagles. I do. The Eagles are so good on paper. I'm just not sure if they'll get in their own way. They do that sometimes. All right, we've got a 2nd and 6 from the Cardinals' 42-yard line. Murray back out of the shotgun, throws it to Trey Benson out on the flat, and he's going to get the first down. About an 8-yard gain there. 8-yard gain on 2nd and 6. That should get them to about the 50-yard line as the third quarter ticks under 4 minutes left. All right, we've got Murray back to throw on first down. Throws in the direction of Marvin Harrison, and he catches the ball. That's actually a nice back shoulder throw to the, it's a 12-yarder. Yeah, the Texans, I don't know about that one. Now, don't get me wrong, I had the Texans winning that division as well, but I kind of felt they were the least bad team in that division. And besides the Titans, I saw the Jaguars and Colts as potentially being able to, because in my predictions, I actually put the Jaguars number 2, not because I think they're great. Their division is just terrible. Oh, we've got a flea flicker, but it was a blitz by the Seahawks, and they're able to get Kyler Murray down 5 yards in the backfield for the sack. But yeah, my preseason division winners, I had Eagles, Lions, Bucks, Rams, Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chiefs. So nothing super creative there. Oh, it is such a total crapshoot in the AFC South. I would say the NFC South too, but I think the Bucks are actually pretty good. And Baker's playing out of his mind this year. Murray's got it on 2nd and 17, directing traffic, getting chased. It gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but this is going to be a 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 for Arizona. As we tick under 2 minutes left to the play. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Yeah, Murray gets flushed out of the pocket right away with the pressure that was coming up the middle. Able to scramble out to the left side, but the Seahawks play disciplined football there, set the edge, and push him out of bounds. So we've got 3rd and 17. Oh, we're doing a bubble screen. And Greg Dortch can't even hold on to it. An incomplete pass on 3rd and 17. This Cardinals offense got to get something going. So for the Cardinals fans who are out there, what do you think about the rivalry uniform? I'm kind of mixed on it. I think it's an interesting concept, but it doesn't really wow me. I did find it interesting from a distance. They do look a little bit like the retro white uniform Bucks. But, oh, they're going for a field goal here. A 57-yard attempt for Ryland. A kick is up. Oh, it's got the distance. It's good. So they do get the points, but it's still a 2-possession game. And I don't know if there's any of those who watched on this growing up the early 2000s Fox NFL broadcast, but any time that there's a score, I remember that sound effect that they used to play, the zoot zoot. So every time you see a score or a score happen in the league, I always do that in my head, the zoot zoot. Minute 39 left in the third quarter. Yeah, no, the Seahawks, Their defense is playing really well under Mike McDonald's system, and I personally think the offense is playing much better than I expected it to. In the preseason, I was very skeptical of Sam Darnold because I thought he worked in Minnesota because Kevin O'Connell is a QB whisperer, and I feel like the term QB guru is a little bit overused, but I really think Kevin O'Connell actually really does get the most out of his quarterbacks. Here is the kickoff. And we've got some room, but down at the 33-yard line. Okay, yeah, so the Seahawks uniform, I haven't seen like a great photo of the helmet that really gives me a good feel of what the helmet is. I've seen what the jersey is. They've got some metallic like emerald green on there, which I think is pretty cool. But the helmet, it looks like it's like chrome navy blue with maybe some emerald green accents in it. I think it could have been really interesting if they did like a chrome like dark green, or maybe it is dark green or turquoise and I just can't really tell from the pictures. Yeah, Darnold, he had a couple good games for the Panthers, but decided for the most part that he didn't know how to play. All right, Darnold out of the shotgun, hands it off to Walker. Walker down after 3. Because that's why, honestly, I thought Darnold wasn't going to work on the Seahawks, since the Seahawks have a bad offensive line. And the Panthers had a terrible offensive line, and he wasn't good on the Panthers. Same with the Jets. Jets had a bad offensive line. He wasn't good on the Jets. Oh, wait. I forgot to move the possession football. All right. Seahawks have possession now. Yeah, dark green, or I don't know if you've seen the Flash Riddell helmets, the, like, neon green. I think that's pretty cool, too. Or I'd say it's more of a lime green, not neon green. On 2nd and 6, Darnold rolls out and can't hit JSN in the flat, so we're going to have a 3rd and 6 upcoming. (17-6), an 11-point lead for the Seahawks here with 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 6. Yeah, so it's interesting. When I was posting my videos about the Seahawks offensive line being bad in the offseason, my offseason preview, I had some Seahawks fans reach out to me, and it's like, well, no, we had some injuries last year, and it's actually going to be really good this year, and it's been good this year. And it looks like on 3rd down, Sam Darnold, the Cardinals came with a blitz, but JSN, he's able to get the completion, and they keep the chains moving. So that might be the last play of the 3rd quarter here. Thanks for everyone who's chosen to spend some time with me this evening. It's been a lot of fun participating in the chat, talking about football and reacting to the Seahawks-Cardinals game here. 17-6, Seahawks over the Cardinals. Cardinals bring one extra guy on the blitz. It's a handoff to Kenneth Walker, and he's going the wrong way. He loses 4, bumped into his offensive lineman, and went backwards. And that is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We enter the 4th quarter with the score: Seahawks 17, Cardinals 6. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. Yeah, no, well, it's definitely made a difference because their O-line, it's a lot better. Yeah, it was paper thin last year with Geno Smith getting hit all the time. All right, well, thanks for joining the stream, Eric. Have a good one. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. Yeah, for those of you in the chat, you can refer to me as Dusty. Seahawks with the possession football, starting the fourth quarter, up 17-6 over Arizona. But yeah, I'm trying to think through my picks this week. So I had Seattle in this one. I had Pittsburgh, Washington over Atlanta, Buffalo over New Orleans. That's pretty straightforward. I did pick the Lions over the Browns. Who knows if the Browns have another upset in them? I don't know. I feel like the Browns, that might have been a home field advantage thing. I don't know. I don't buy that they're gonna come out and play as well in Detroit. Panthers and Patriots. If you watch my videos, my game pick videos, I will never pick the Panthers. I want them to win, but I never have any expectations that they will win, and I don't want to be disappointed if I pick them to win and they lose. So I am biased in that way that I never pick my team to win. So I picked the Patriots to win this week. Chargers I have over the Giants. I mean, maybe Jackson Dart will surprise, and the Chargers, after their strong start to the season, maybe that's a trap game. I find it unlikely. I think the Eagles over the Bucks. I'd have to check that one. So the upset of the week, I have the Titans over the Texans. I think the Texans hit an extreme low if the Titans win that one. All right, we've got Darnold out of the shotgun on 2nd and 15 after that bad play by Kenneth Walker. They get some yards back with a catch by Cooper Kupp here. Looks like it's going to be about a 3rd and 3. Yeah, hard to tell if that was the Packers being sluggish or if that was just the Browns defense balling out. The Love interception at the end of the game, that was not the Browns. That was just Love gifting them something. All right, we've got a 3rd and 4 for Darnold. It's at the 47-yard line of the Arizona Cardinals. This is a big play for Seattle to keep Arizona from getting momentum. Darnold, pocket's collapsing. There is a flag. Might have been at the line of scrimmage in the area of holding. Darnold, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but Darnold is indicating that it's a defensive penalty, maybe holding. I don't know if the Panthers offense is capable of a shootout right now. We'll see. But yes, the call is defensive holding. Oh, Kupp gets knocked over. Yeah, no, that's the flag. That's obvious. I think Darnold was looking in his direction because as soon as he got out of bounds, he just starts pointing at the defense and is like, yeah, no, the penalty's on them. That's a penalty on Thompson, number 34. That's Jalen Thompson. Had to distinguish that from Dalvin Thompson, who plays on the defensive line. He came over from the Cleveland Browns. Got a 1st and 10 here. Darnold takes the snap. Play action to Walker, throws in. Oh, he starts trying to run with the ball before he secures it. Yeah, bad drop by Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, yeah, had a couple of decent runs today, but overall I'd say he's not having a great game. Maybe that taunting penalty and the coaching staff's reaction to it just kind of got in his head a little bit, but he seems a little bit off his game today. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as you keep the clock running right now, that's what's going to win you the game. Do a long drive, don't give the Cardinals much time. Play clock is running down here. Darnold takes the snap out of the backfield. Back to throws, and it's caught by JSN, who went backwards a little bit and lost the 1st down, but is able to get just enough to get it back. Seahawks 1st down. As we tick under 13.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter, it is 17-6. Seahawks over the Cardinals, with the Seahawks driving downfield. Yeah, no, I feel that way. Yeah, no, maybe he gets a touchdown or something, or he makes a big play. Then it's like, yeah, who cares? But so far, yeah, just not quite playing up to his usual standards. JSN 2 catches for 21 yards in this game. Darnold hands it off to Walker, and that's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Seahawks trying to keep that clock running. They lead by 2 possessions, a touchdown and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and a field goal. All right, Darnold under center on 2nd and 6. There's a handoff to Walker. Walker has some room on the right sideline and is able to get out of bounds within the 10-yard line. Yeah, Lewis, there you go. Big play for Walker. And the Seahawks set up with 1st and goal. So if they can get the ball into the end zone here, it's going to be a rough 4th quarter for the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, well, if it's Charbonnet getting the touchdown, that helps me. I had to spot start him in a dynasty league. I was like, oh, I don't want to play Zach Charbonnet because Kenneth Walker, but the handoff does go to Charbonnet, and Charbonnet does get into the end zone. Touchdown for the Seahawks. There is a flag, though. Yeah, those prop bets, they're so difficult to predict. They pay out well, but I never take those prop bets. Oh, it's holding on JSN, it looks like. So this one's coming back. Oh, yeah, he kind of tackles the guy who was on the edge who could have gotten to Charbonnet. So, yeah, they're gonna throw that every time. So that definitely hurts the Seahawks because their goal to go is so they can't reset their downs. $11:43 left in the 4th quarter. Yeah, no, it makes me think is actually the Browns-Packers game. I was watching that one. And they were at like the 1 yard line and they had a chop block penalty on the offensive lineman, pushed him back because the personal foul was a 15-yard penalty. And it was towards the end of the game. They really needed the touchdown and they were only able to get a field goal out of it because of a chop block at the 1 yard line. Typical Browns. But then somehow they were still able to pull that one off. It was crazy. Yeah, I saw a stat. There were 4 blocked kicks last week, and it was like the highest total since like the 1960s or something like that. There's always something crazy going on in the NFL. That's why we watch it. All right, still 11:43 left. We got a 1st and goal. JSN's hold takes a touchdown off the board. It's 1st and goal for the Seahawks at the Cardinals' 13-yard line. It's a handoff to Kenneth Walker. Gets about 5. Yeah, no, they just took out the guy's legs. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely a penalty. Yeah, no, I was tuned mostly into the Browns game because it was crazy at the end. But then I noticed after the fact, the Jets, they had that kickoff blocked, and then the Eagles blocked the last 2 Rams kicks. It was nuts. All right, 2nd and goal. Oh no, is that a false start on the Seahawks? It is. So they gain 5 yards, and now they're going to go back 5 yards. And this is what you don't like to see, because if you only get a field goal here, it's still a 2-possession game. Touchdown makes it a 3-possession game, and it's a much different story for Arizona coming back. But 2 possessions in the 4th quarter? That's not crazy. Especially because the Seahawks, it's not like they've been moving up and down the field at will in this game. All right, Darnold in the shotgun with Kenneth Walker to his right. All right, it's a handoff to Walker, meets Cardinals, and they're going to get him down for about a loss of 2. So this is going to be a 3rd and goal. The Cardinals defense playing hard to keep them in this game. I think that's Xavier Collins who made the tackle, if I'm not mistaken. Zaven Collins, my bad. Yeah, I feel like he was a draft pick, 1st-round draft pick a couple of years ago. Yeah, your final 2 kicks blocked to end the game. That's just nuts. 1, that's bad enough. 2, it's like, okay, there's something wrong with how you're setting up your field goal protection. All right, here's the 3rd down. It's a screen pass to Cup, and that's kind of a give-up play. Only gets 1 yard. Yeah, I need that 3-possession lead. Yeah, 2 is just not enough. Well, Jason Myers is coming out here for the field goal. But yeah, the Cardinals, even with a field goal here, are going to have their work cut out for them. "31-yard field goal attempt for Myers. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Seahawks take a 14-point lead over the Cardinals, 20-6. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. We've got 9.5 minutes left in the game. Yeah, I'm taking a quick look at that league where I have Charbonnet. Yeah, it was a reclamation project league. Or was it? Maybe I swore I started him. Huh. Odd, I'm not seeing any of my teams with points. Oh well. $20-6. Oh yeah, so going back to my weekly picks here. Yeah, the upset, Titans over Texans. We'll see what happens there. If the Texans cannot beat the Titans, their season is in real jeopardy. Starting out, 0-3 is bad enough. 0-4 and losing to arguably the worst team in the league. I have them at 29, but they're down in the bottom quarter of the league. That's just a huge low, but I do have it as an upset pick this week. Did I pick I think I picked the Colts over the Rams in an upset. Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like it might be because of the committee approach by the Seahawks a bit, but Kenneth Walker's kind of in and out of the lineup. And yeah, I agree with you. Charbonnet hasn't really stepped up to the opportunity. So Myers kicking it off with 9:33 left in the game. It's going to be returned. Got it to the 20, the 25, down at the 27. Yeah, all the games they've lost. Oh, wait. Possession football move time. There we go. It is now the Cardinals' possession. Yeah, I know. It's like the Colts could be totally exposed in that game, or they could pull off the upset. And I picked them having the upset in this one. I think the pieces around, it's not just Daniel Jones. Like, The pieces around him are really good. Jonathan Taylor's playing like a beast this year. Murray back to throw. Throws on first down. It's complete to Marvin Harrison Jr. for about 3 yards. I think we've got a 2nd and 7. Yep, 2nd and 7 coming up as we wind under 9 minutes. Cardinals, they got to keep moving. They do only need 2 touchdowns, but it is indeed a 2-possession game, so they got to start getting something going. Murray, well, that's something. He gets a huge scramble, escapes the pocket, and gets downfield for about 20 to 25 yards. Yeah, so a big chunk play there by Kyler Murray. Yeah, I think that's actually a 30-yard scramble there. Out of the shotgun from the 41-yard line of the Seahawks, directing traffic, slides, couldn't really get anything going there. Slides at the 40, so that's only a 1-yard gain for Murray. 20-6 Seahawks over the Cardinals. You're listening to my live reaction stream of Thursday Night Football here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Murray calling out signals. In the backfield, Trey Benson moves to his right. Benson gets the handoff and met right at the line by the Seahawks. There were 3 Seahawks there, all just taking him down. Getting close to 7.5 minutes left in the game. Cardinals got to pick up the pace a bit. Murray out of the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Important 3rd down. Seahawks showing some numbers. Are they going to bring the heat? They don't. They back off. Murray throws. That's Trey McBride for the first down. About a 10-yard gain on the reception. Yeah, so we saw a lot of Trey McBride earlier in the game. He was Murray's safety net early on. We've got hurry up here, so they get back to the line. 1st and 10 from the Seahawks 30-yard line. It's a handoff to Trey Benson, and he's going to get forward for about 5 yards on the ground. So we've got a 2nd and 5 upcoming. Are the Cardinals going to hurry back up to the line, keep the Seattle defense on the field? Doesn't seem like they're in as much of a hurry right now. Might be making a substitution. Murray out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Throws long. Oh, that's going to draw a flag. It does. Weaver was held by Woolen, who had gotten flagged for the pass interference earlier in the game. This is going to give them a 1st and goal at about the 5-yard line. So this is why you wanted to get the touchdown. The Cardinals making their way down the field and doing it quickly. So Lewis might be coming down to the wire a little bit here. Oh, and there might have been a little bit of roughing the passer there, too. A little extracurricular, throwing Murray to the ground there. Okay, so not quite goal. It's 1st and 10. Oh, no, 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Murray with 2 backs in the backfield. Pocket collapsing, and he gets sacked. Sacked for about a loss of 5. Number 7, let's see who that is. I feel like he had a sack earlier in the game. Yep. Uchenna Nwansu. Yeah, I'm butchering that name. All right. Can the Cardinals find a way to make this comeback? I feel for you, Lewis. I'm pulling for the Seahawks here. Murray takes it from the shotgun. 2nd and goal. Throws towards the end zone. Oh! What a catch by Marvin Harrison Jr. for the touchdown. Makes up for some of his drops earlier with the magnificent catch in the end zone. And the Cardinals, they are not out of it yet. Touchdown Cardinals. They get down the field in 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Yeah, just elevates over the corner. Nice grab by Marvin Harrison Jr. And there's the extra point. It was veering a little bit, but does go in. So the Cardinals have made it a one-possession game. 20-13. We might have an exciting one on our hands as we come down the stretch. The final half of the fourth quarter. The last half of the fourth quarter. Coming up here, you're listening to the Dusty Tron channel. My live reactions here on YouTube Live. Yeah, no, I feel that way, Lewis. Like, if it's a good play by a team, you gotta give them props. Like, sure, I can, like, want my team to win, but when they make a beast play like that, you just gotta respect it. Yeah, Harrison had 2 big catches on that drive, I believe. Stats for the night. He did directly contribute to an interception earlier in the game. Harrison, 4 catches for 43 yards and 1 touchdown, 8 targets. So Murray is looking his direction. Just, yeah, they definitely had some miscommunication earlier in the game. Yeah, only 144 passing yards for the Cardinals on the night, most of it coming from that last drive. Darnold, kind of in the similar boat, though, only 184 passing yards. Rating looking pretty good, though, 112.7. Murray's is dragged down by the 2 interceptions, 59.9, but with a 65% completion percentage. I always look at, like, completion percentage, I feel like, especially when they're dinking and dunking, is a little bit of a misleading stat. Sure, you can have a great completion percentage, but it's not the tell-all unless you're Cam Newton and you never had a season over 60% completion percentage. Cam Newton would always fire high on his passes. It was so infuriating. But yeah, he was amazing as a runner, and he was able to create great plays for the team, but as a pure passer, there was a little bit to be desired. I'll have to admit that as a Panthers fan. All right, we are here in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. 20-13 Seahawks over the Cardinals. What a catch by Marvin Harrison Jr. to get the Cardinals back in this game. Yeah, now that's a really interesting question. Is Cam Newton a Hall of Famer? He set records and stuff. I think he'll get in eventually, but I don't think he's first ballot. Like, he single-handedly changed, like, nobody cared about the Carolina Panthers until he came along, and then we had him, we had Luke Kuechly, we had the star power. We had a lot of attention early 2010s to, like, late 2010s, and then just fell off a cliff. So, and now we're in the obscurity realm again as we try to redefine ourselves post-Cam Newton era. All right, we've got a 1st and 10 for Sam Darnold at the 22-yard line. Darnold back to throw, throws, oh, far for Arroyo and close to being intercepted by Thompson. If you're the Seahawks, worst thing you can do here is go 3 and out and do it by incompletions. Oh, I forgot the possession ball. Over to the Seahawks. Seahawks now, only now, have possession of the ball. 2nd and 10. Seahawks from their own 22-yard line. Darnold with Kenneth Walker to his right. Hands it off to Walker, trying to find some room up the middle. Making his way for about 3 yards. And so an important 3rd down. At least they've got the clock moving right now. Both teams have all their timeouts. But yeah, very important 3rd down upcoming for Seattle. Up 20-13 over Arizona right now. 3rd and 6 as we wind under 5 minutes to play in the game. Ken Darnold come out in the clutch. Charbonnet in the backfield. takes the snap. Back to throw. Throws long. He's got a man. He's got JSN for a long pass. That is a Seahawks first down and about a gain of like 30, I want to say. JSN gets some separation and Darnold puts it on him. Gets both feet in. That's a nice catch. Yeah, I feel like the problem with the Panthers right now is that we're not really sticking with any core players. David Tepper is so quick to move off people. I really feel like when we were successful, we had an identity, we had a tough defense, we had names as running backs, we had Cam Newton, but we've churned through so many quarterbacks, and now, like, if Bryce Young doesn't perform this year, which I'm a little concerned that, I don't think he's had, I take that back. He got over 300 passing yards against the Cardinals, I believe, but, where's JSN at right now? Hang on. Oh, that's rushing. 57 yards. Yeah, he just needs like one more catch. Hope you get it, Lewis. All right. 1st and 10. Seahawks 20-13 over the Cardinals in Seattle, in Arizona territory. It's a handoff to Walker, and he's going to get to about the line of scrimmage. Yeah, every position, the coaching is a carousel, the coordinators are a carousel, except for Ijero Avero, who led the absolute worst run defense in NFL history last year, but we brought him back. I don't understand why. First week against Jacksonville, we were terrible against the run, but the last 2 weeks, we've actually been pretty good. So maybe he's getting things straightened up a little bit. Darnold under center on 2nd and 9, hands it off to Walker, and he's down at the line of scrimmage again. Arizona might have taken a timeout. Let's see. Yep, they take their first timeout. 2 remaining, 4:04 on the clock. Seahawks in field goal range. Jason Myers might be having to kick a field goal here. I think the Seahawks really would prefer to keep that clock running right above 4 minutes at 4 minutes and 4 seconds. All right, big play for Darnold and the Seahawks. Last time they were faced with 3rd down, they had that huge completion to JSN. Maybe they'll look his way again on this play. And no, it's a handoff to Charbonnet off to the right side. And I guess they're doing that to either make the Cardinals take their time out or keep the clock running. Looks like the clock is going to keep running. I don't know if I like that play call. Very conservative. And this isn't automatic for Jason Myers here. They're at the 35-yard line, so that's going to be about a 50-yard field goal. Myers line up. Yeah, it's a 53-yard attempt. See if he can get it. This would be big if he can. It reestablishes it as a 2-possession game. The kick is up. It's going left, and it is no good. A miss for Myers down the stretch here. We've got 3 minutes and 16 seconds left, and the Cardinals are going to have a drive to try to tie the game as the possession football moves over to them. Good hold, just Myers hooks it. Yeah. Just didn't quite get the accuracy on that one. And that's rough for Seattle. At least they took some time off the clock, and Arizona's on their side of the field, but You got to believe, especially at home, all the momentum is in Arizona's favor right now. Hadn't really been able to get anything going all game, but now they've got a chance to tie the game with 3 minutes and 16 seconds. 2 timeouts in their pocket. Murray on first down throws. And that's Amari Demacaro getting it out of the backfield. That's going to be about a 4-yard gain. Yeah, you wanted the 3-possession lead. I don't blame you. Three possessions in the fourth quarter, pretty hard to overcome. 2 possessions, not so much. All right, we've got a 2nd and 4, 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Demacaro got out of bounds, so it stopped the clock. They're at their own 49-yard line. Murray throws. It's a lob, and oh, that's a catch for Wilson, but did he keep his feet in? They're saying no. I think, yeah, the Seahawks defender did a good job pushing him out of bounds so he couldn't get his feet down. Let's see. Got 1 foot. No, I don't think so. It looks like he's out of bounds. Unless, oh, his hand hits out of bounds before his butt cheek hits. So I think that actually makes it an incomplete pass. It is indeed confirmed as an incomplete pass. Murray in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. He's got Demacaro to his, oh, and the pass is broken up. And it looks to be no flag, so we've got a 4th and 4 with 3 minutes and 1 second left. So if you're the Cardinals, do you punt the ball here and hope your defense can get the Seahawks off the field? Or do you take your chance and go for it now? I mean, I would go for it now because honestly, where you're at right now, the Seahawks aren't really in field goal range, and you're going to be playing the game to just not give up the first down. So it doesn't really matter where on the field you do that as long as they're out of field goal range. So yeah, I agree with the Cardinals' decision to go for it here. There's a timeout. I'm assuming this is by the Seahawks. Yeah, I can't imagine the coordination and like the just awareness that it takes to get your feet down. It's insane. Like even just how you're contorting your body like that, gotta find a way to like somehow throw your foot down to the ground. But yeah, this is a huge 4th down coming up for the Cardinals. Can they keep themselves alive? Technically, if they miss it, they still are alive. They've got the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts. So they could get the ball back, but it would be really difficult. 4th and 4, Cardinals taking their chance here. Down 20-13 against the Seattle Seahawks here on Thursday Night Football. We're coming down to the wire here on the Dustytron channel. It's Murray, throws, oh, what a catch by Wilson! It looked like he wasn't going to get there, and then he gets an arm out and is able to one-hand snag it. Oh, he tips it to himself. So he makes up for the incompletion on the previous play, and the Cardinals maintain possession. They're at the Seahawks' 46-yard line. It's a handoff to Demacaro, and he's going to get about 8 on the run. Keeps himself in bounds, but now if you're Arizona, this is probably the last drive of the game, the last opportunity you're going to get. You want to take some time off the clock for Seattle so they don't have enough time to go down and get a field goal and win the game. Murray, back to throw. Oh, he's going to get sacked. That's huge. Sacked by Thomas. Drake Thomas, the linebacker, coming in and getting Murray in the backfield. And that's going to bring us down to the 2-minute warning. We've got an exciting game coming down the stretch with 2 minutes left. 20-13, Seattle over Arizona. You're listening to my live reaction to Thursday Night Football here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. All right, well, in the meantime, got a couple more games to talk about here for next week. The Jaguars are an upset pick I have over the 49ers. I am not a 49ers believer right now. I love CMC. CMC is great. Coming from a Panthers fan here, it really pained me to see him go. He's such a dynamic talent. But I think that's really the only thing the 49ers have going for them right now. They've got so many injuries. Ricky Pearsall has been playing decently this year. Mac Jones, he's about as much of a game manager as you're going to get, but really, honestly, I think he's doing the same thing Jimmy G was doing in San Francisco, and that might be enough to work in Kyle Shanahan's system. We've got the Ravens and the Chiefs. I've got the Ravens winning that one, but it could be one of those crazy games where the Chiefs just have the Ravens number and the Chiefs get themselves back up to 500, and then the Ravens start the season 1-3, which would be insane. Oh no, 4 a.m. What time zone are you in, Lewis? Is that overseas? No, that's like 5 hours. I'm in Eastern time, so that's 5 hours ahead of where I am. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I could see it happening. I could also see 49ers taking care of business, but it's like, making my pick stand out a little bit. Gonna throw an upset in there. I believe I picked the Raiders over the Bears. I honestly can't remember what I did there. Packers over the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys. Oh yeah, GMT. Oof. Yeah, the Packers. I think that they're gonna correct on offense. We've got 3rd and 9 here for the Cardinals. It's a screenplay to Dortch, and he picks up about 15 on the play. Well blocked, and the Cardinals keep this drive alive at the Seattle 30-yard line. Clock is running. Each team has 2 timeouts. And at a certain point, if you're Seattle, you might want to consider taking some of them to preserve some time for yourself. And if you're Arizona, if you get this touchdown here, depending on the time, do you go for 2 to try to win the game? Drake Thomas, they bring some extra pressure. Throws it into the flat to Marvin Harrison Jr. He gets out of bounds after about 5 on the reception. Minute 21 left in the game. Coming down to the wire here on Thursday night. For those who are watching, thanks for tuning in. I'm having a blast in the chat and reacting to this game along with you. Talking about football is always awesome, always a good time. Murray out of the shotgun. I think that's Michael Carter in the backfield with him. That is indeed Michael Carter. Murray throwing long. It's too far. Incomplete. McBride trying to ask for a flag, but honestly, he kind of bumped into Julian Love there. I don't think he has much of a case. 3rd and 5 with 1:16 left. Third and 5. 1:16 left at the Seattle 25-yard line. And oh no, did Arizona have to take a timeout? They did, although honestly at this point, you're under the 2-minute warning. If Seattle gets the ball back, you're not getting the ball back. This is your drive. Make sure you have the right call. How is this going to play out? Will the Cardinals complete the drive? They had a great touchdown drive last drive, wearing their rivalry uniforms. Can they make a big comeback here? They were down 20-6 in the 4th quarter, but they've come back. They got a touchdown on their last possession. The Seahawks missed a field goal on the ensuing possession, and now they've got a chance to tie the game with a minute 16 left. Seahawks showing pressure. They back off. Only rush 4. Ball is up in the air. Oh, and it's a catch to Marvin Harrison Jr. Will Witherspoon is trying to say that there was a push-off, but no call. First and goal for Arizona as we wind under 1 minute. Arizona only has one timeout. Clock is still running. They are at the 7-yard line of Seattle. Will the Seahawks bring pressure? They're taking a lot of time to snap this. It's a handoff to DiMaccaro. Not quite sure why they did that. Are they going to call time? I think they do. Demercado, I think. Yeah, there's more consonants in that name than I think I'm giving it credit for in my pronunciation. Yeah, this one's a nail biter, Lewis. I think, yeah. The previous play looks clean for Marvin Harrison Jr., so he had a rough start, but definitely showing up here down the stretch. They're wearing their rivalry uniform, and we're having a great rivalry game here in the fourth quarter. It was a little slow to start, but it's definitely picked up here in the fourth quarter. We've got an exciting finish coming. 7 yards away from the end zone, Kyler Murray out of the shotgun on a 2nd and goal. Takes the snap. Throws it in the flat to DiMaccaro. He's got the angle. He's got the touchdown. Cardinals 1 point, an extra point away from tying the game. And this is why you needed to not get that field goal on the other possession. You needed the 3 possessions. Because at a certain point in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough time. So here's the crazy bit. Will the Cardinals just take the 1 or will they go for 2 for the lead? Nope, looks like they're lining up for the 1. Kick is up. And it's through the upright. We are tied with 28 seconds left in regulation. This one might be going into overtime. 20-20. Seahawks and Cardinals tied. This was 20-6 Seahawks, and they look to be cruising to victory. But the Cardinals find a way to come back, and they have all the momentum here at home on Thursday Night Football. If it goes much longer, it's going to become Friday Night Football. Although, to be fair, the NFL has streamlined overtime a lot more and it goes a lot quicker. So I don't think we're going to get into Friday on the Eastern time zone here. Well, yeah, that's fair. Or it'll be a disappointment because it's like he has this opportunity and Darnold looks everywhere else except JSN. Gotta hate it when that happens. But I'm really pulling for you, Lewis. I hope you get those 3 yards. Actually, it probably needs to be, is it 59.5? So it needs to be 60. 60 would get it for you. All right, here's the kickoff. It's squibbed, and that's a flag. I gotta admit, I'm not 100% certain of these new rules, but yeah, I don't think that one got into the zone. Yes. I know for you it's already Friday. It's well into Friday. Okay, yeah, 59.5. That makes sense. So yeah, 60 gets it for you. Yeah, no, that did not get past the 20, so I think this gives Seattle field position at the 40-yard line. Oh, you've got it parlayed with a Seahawks win. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so this is the 40-yard line. 1 timeout for the Seahawks. This is very feasible to get into Jason Myers' field goal range. The Cardinals rush 4. Darnold back to throw, rolls out, throws it to no one. Looks like Cooper Kupp was in the vicinity, but no way was he going to catch that. "23 seconds left in the game. Oh, it is not officially the Seahawks' possession until they get the possession football. Ah! Darnold back in the shotgun. He's got it. Throws. Oh, it's JSN! There's the yardage! Does he get out of bounds? No, the clock is running. They're going to run up and... No, they take the timeout. That's smart. That's smart. But now they have to figure out, what are they going to do? Are they going to try to run one more play to get closer? Because Darnold cannot take a sack here. JSN. Yeah, so I think he stretches and gets out of bounds before he gets down there. Okay, the officials are looking at it to see if he actually got out of bounds. I thought he did. It'll be interesting to see if his knee hit before he stretched. Yeah, I think he's good. I don't know how they called him inbounds on that originally. Yeah, knees are off the ground. He stretches out of bounds. Do most games come down to the wire like this? I don't feel like I watch enough Seahawks to really know. I don't get the feeling they're one of those teams like the Chargers or the Falcons that choke like that. But maybe they do. Maybe they have their own meltdowns. All right, we got a 1st and 10. They get their timeout back. That is huge because they can run any play they want and can call time. Looks like Arizona's calling their final timeout here after they saw the look from Seattle. Yeah, I know. Being a Panthers and a Giants fan, there have been our fair share of chokes. The biggest one from the Giants. Well, there was the miracle at the Meadowlands, at the new Meadowlands, Deshaun Jackson one. We were up 21. The Giants were up 21 with 7.5 minutes left in the game and somehow found a way to lose that one. Gave up 28 points in 7.5 minutes. And then there was the 2002 wild card game against the 49ers where they're up 38-14 with like 7.5 minutes left in the third, and they lost. All right, Darnold, they do a handoff here. I don't know if I like that. Charbonnet finds a way to get about 3, but they're going to do the run, and then they're going to take the timeout when it's just going to... So they got a few extra yards, and they're putting this on the foot of Myers. Can Myers make it? Yeah, so it was funny. I had somewhere to be at the end of that game, and I saw them tie it up at 31, and I'm like, oh, the Giants are going to blow this in overtime. I didn't want to watch it. So I didn't actually see the Deshaun Jackson touchdown live at the end. But then I come back, and I'm watching the afternoon games, and I'm seeing the score ticker down there. I'm like, what? They won it in regulation? And then I saw it later. It's like, oh my gosh, they returned a punt for a touchdown. That was insane, the choke job the Giants had in that one. All right, it's a 52-yard attempt. Can Jason Myers redeem himself? The Cardinals cannot ice him. The kick is up. It's looking good, but hooking. Oh, it's good. It's good. And the Seahawks win the game on a walk-off field goal. There you go, Lewis. Your team wins. JSN got above 60 yards, and your parlay pays out. That is awesome. Oh, what a crazy finish to this one. It looked like we were going to have a pretty standard finish to the game there. It was just going to be Seahawks win it, but they had to make it exciting down the stretch. Seattle is the victors in this one. Thursday Night Football here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. You see the final here, 23-20, Seahawks over the Cardinals. I mean, Myers redeemed himself. Maybe I gave him some good luck juju. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to just have a little money on it, have something to root for. Makes it a little bit more fun. But what a game for Seattle. The battle of the 2-1 Birds comes down to the final seconds, and the Seahawks with a walk-off field goal to win the game 23-20 over the Arizona Cardinals. For all those still on the stream, thanks for tuning in. It has been an awesome time tonight. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I post weekly picks every week. I post my power rankings every week. And sometimes I post reaction videos as well. And I'm going to be streaming the next Thursday Night Football game, 49ers at the Rams, next week, same time. Yeah, and I feel like division games are always just a tough game, no matter what. There's just something within the division. The teams know each other really well, and they just play just a little bit harder. But yeah, so even when a division team is bad, they always seem to give a tough contest. But this one, exciting at the very end. Seahawks pull it off. Thanks for everyone who joined. This is the Dustytron channel, and I am signing off for now. I will see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Yeah, Lewis, get some sleep over there. Have a good one.